Alright, Bluespecs beer reviews, and I'm here with Mr. Doughboy. And it's been a while since he's been on camera. I've been trying to leave him alone because he has an eating issue. He'll eat like maybe every month, if that. So I had to force feed a couple times. But thought he would be good if he would be here on camera with me as doing a beer review, choking me like this. But this is another beer from Clown Shoes. I have this plus two more, and then I'll probably be done with beer reviews for a little while. This beer is a beer from Clown Shoes. This is their double chocolate Sonata. I like how they put two labels on this one by accident. Thought that was pretty interesting. This beer gets a 4.23 on Beer Advocate out of 5, and it is 10% alcohol by volume. It is an imperial stout with cacao nuts. Very interesting. I've been loving Clown Shoes so far. I'm really happy that they're in my area. It's kind of making me looking for some other beer companies to come into my area, such as Dogfish Head. I haven't had anything from Dogfish Head, and they're apparently one of the best beer companies in this country. I'm very much looking forward to when the day comes that they choose to distribute their beers to my state. But either way, let's go ahead and crack this 10%er open. Good amount of smoke there. Let's go ahead and see what we have. And the Archdruid was the one I also did tonight. I did the Archdruid and the chocolate sombrero tonight. And the Archdruid, I really liked. There was a big thick brown layer of stuff at the bottom of that bottle, which I was really happy to see. I always love it when there's a lot of sediment in a beer. Some people really hate that when there's a lot of stuff in a beer, but I loved it. With this beer, we have less than a finger of brown head with that pour. Very dark color. Dark brown. Can't see through it. Very pretty looking. Gonna have some nice lacing here as well. Let's see if I can read the thing here. Okay. With gratitude, this imperial chocolate stout, aged in bourbon barrels and finished with cacao nuts, was designed by Dave Pappas at the Black Ale Project, who is a tireless veterans advocate. $5 per case will be donated to Homes for Our Troops. That's awesome. I love that. Anytime there is anything having to do with anything where they donate to veterans and troops, I love that. That's fantastic. I'm loving Clown Shoes for that even more. Just this whole thing about them donating $5 a bottle to troops is just, I love it. This bottle was $12.99. It's one of the higher priced bottles that I've seen at my store, and I'm really happy with that because they're getting $5 from the $12.99 that I paid to troops. That's amazing. I love that. So I apologize because I have a cold, well, some sort of mucusy thing happening. I know that's gross, but that's probably going to hinder my ability to smell. At least my taste buds are not hindered by that thing. I haven't really had much experience with cacao nuts, really that much. But I really smell a nice coffee thing happening. And that's really it. Let's go ahead and have a sip of this. So far, I'm loving this beer, and I haven't even tasted it once. That's very chocolatey. Reminds me a little bit of the double chocolate stout from Rogue, and I haven't seen that or have that or have had that since 2013. And I just really hope to find that again. And if I did find that again, I would, pay the $15 and revisit that. Because I remember that being very, very, like most beers, when you find chocolate taste in them, it's mostly like a semi-sweet, sort of half sweet, half bittersweet sort of chocolate thing happening. And but with that, it was straight milk chocolatey sweetness, and it was really interesting. But that's off topic. So what we have here is sort of a similar experience except with the Rogue Double Chocolate Stout. That was a way more sweet thing, and I really liked that at the time. But now, having had as many stout as I've had, the bitter chocolate thing I think is more pleasing to me. Their Doughball and their Mr. Doughball goes and constricting on my neck more. What I'm getting here is sort of a mostly chocolate and a little bit of coffee type thing here too, like a very tiny bit. And it's mostly also roasted malts too. The chocolate is really what's at the forefront of this. So this is a almost 100% chocolate. You do have that small amount of the little tiny bit of coffee. That could be something weird, because I don't know if that's there, if they use that. But there's a little bit of that roastiness and a little bit of like a coffee thing there too, to sort of bitter this up a little bit with that coffee. And I say bitter with respect to coffee, even though a lot of people don't say that. So that could be my thing, but I feel like coffee in general has a bitter taste. It's a bitter taste that we all love, and most of us will bring that down with sugar or cream if we're having coffee in the morning. But I love coffee black, just because I love that coffee bitter taste. This is really good. I mean, this is the 10% is really disguised. You really know, and that's what I love from all of these Clown Shoes beers, is that all of the ones I've had are 8.5 to 10%, and you would have no idea. You would have no inkling of how high in alcohol this is. So that's really cool about this company. After this, I'll have two more beers to do. One is an American Imperial Stout, one is a Russian Imperial Stout, and I'll probably do those tomorrow, because I'm probably getting to the end of my beers tonight with my my level of intoxication is probably going upward a little bit. But it's good because of how rough today was, and how rough tomorrow's probably going to be too at work, I mean. Okay, so that's mostly, and I love also how the chocolate is really at the forefront. And I love how the bourbon type of woody taste is also there, but in a very minute sort of way, and how it's sort of encircling the chocolate and the roastiness and a tad bit of coffee there too. It's kind of encircling all of that. So this isn't, even though this is aged in bourbon barrels, this isn't, like, I think even if you hate bourbon barrel type stuff, you would like this, because the bourbon is very minute. It's very subtle, even though it is there. So if you're very sensitive to that, you might not like it. But I do love bourbon barrel stuff. I love anything that is aged in like whiskey barrels. I love that. Like, I love bourbon, I love whiskey, I love scotch. Granted, I drink beer way more often than I drink whiskey, mainly because of my beer views, and also just because I love beer so much. Like, my passion is beer. I do love whiskey, but beer is just my passion. It's really just something that I love so much that I will spend gargantuan amounts of money on it. And when a beer is $12.99 like this is, I won't care, just because I want to try it, I want to drink it and enjoy it. But I love this beer. I'll probably give this beer, well, I should probably do mouthfeel first, huh? Mouthfeel is right stuck at a medium. Slight bit of stickiness. And I also love how Clown Juice almost caters towards making fantastic stouts. They have a lot of other beers, and they have tons of beers that I haven't seen yet and that I really want to get my hands on. However, it seems to me that they have so many stouts that stouts is sort of what they cater to. It's what they do. They have a lot. They have two or three IPAs that I know of. They have a Galactic, or they have a beer. They have an IPA that is called Galactica, and I really want to do that too. At some point. It's medium, slightly sticky. It has drinkability. Not crushability, but it is somewhat easy drinking. You would never have any inkling that this is 10%. No idea. And you could end up being sort of drunk like I am a little bit. Yeah. This beer is a solid A. I could probably argue A+, but I'll be conservative and stick with A, because I like to reserve the A+ category for beers that are just beyond comprehension as to how fucking amazing they are. Either way, if you see the double chocolate Sonata from Clown Shoes, I think it's highly recommended by me. I think it's fantastic, especially because of the fact that $5 of what you pay goes to veterans. That just makes me so happy that this beer company is doing that. I love it. I think if you see any of this or any other of Clown Shoes beers, get it. Let me know your thoughts on this or any other of their beers. And thank you very much for watching this beer review.